Now children, we'll talk about the food chain. Food chain, you know that it consists of producer, then primary consumer, the secondary consumer, the tertiary consumer, the quarterly consumers. This is the food chain, and food chain should have the following some characteristic. So the first characteristic, the plant and animal, means the plant and animal are the main component of food chain and they forms the limb of food chain. In food chain, the flow of energy is unidirectional, and whatever the food is produced or taken by the one tropic level, 90% is lost in a form of potential energy of heat. In any food chain, there should be only 4 or 5 tropic level, not more than that, and food chain is always straight. It is never twisted and all that. The food chain is always straight. And if we talk about food chain, the food chain doesn't occur in nature. Why? I'm telling you. Suppose there is a food chain, that is grass eaten by goat. Goat is eaten by lion. Okay. This is a food chain. Now what happened? If we remove goat, then what happened? The lion will also not survive and this will disturb the ecosystem. If we remove grass, then also the lion and goat does not survive. This disturbs the ecosystem. And this is not so in the nature. Goat can eat grass. Goat can eat herbs. Goat can eat shrubs. Okay. So goat can get food from many places. Now if lion, goat is not available, lion can eat rabbit or it can eat deer. So food chain actually does not occur in nature. Now the food chain, on the basis of their availability of organism, it is of two types. The food chain are of two types. First is known as grazing food chain and second is detritus food chain. Okay, these are the two type of food chain that will occur. Now grazing food chain start with plant. It always start with a plant, as these are directly depend upon the solar radiation. In grazing food chain is directly depend on solar radiation. So it start with sun and after that there is a producer, that is plant. From the first tropic level of the food chain, these synthesize their food material and this passes to the next tropic level, that is the second tropic level is comprises of herbivores. The second tropic level of this grazing food chain is comprises of herbivores, or you can call it as a primary consumer. Then herbivores are eaten by the carnivores and so on. But in this food chain, omnivorous is not represented because they occupy more than one tropic level. That's why omnivores are not represented in this food chain. Now second is detritus food chain. So detritus food chain, these are characterized by primary energy source for this food chain is dead organic matter. Okay, so the primary substance is the dead organic matter. And the second thing, the main source of dead organic matter are leaves or dead animal. Third thing about the deleterious food chain is that primary consumers are detritivores. The primary consumer are detritivores. They include protozoa, etc. And then the secondary consumers, the detritivores use the material and then the mineralization take place. So these are generally this occur generally in a after the death of organism. So if we talk about the grazing food chain, it is long, whereas the deleterious food chain is short. It is generally shorter than that of grazing food chain. And human does not occupy place in any of the trophic level, because we occupy more than one place. As some human are vegetarian, means herbivores, they only eat plant, so they directly get food from the plant. And some are omnivores, some are carnivores, means carnivores ka means we are omnivores actually. So some are depend on meat also, so they occupy the secondary second trophic level, third trophic level. That's why human does not have a position in this trophic level.